Hello again. This is a kind hands exercise, and it's a type of self-compassion exercise that I really wanted to share with people. Um, I find self-compassion to be a really important exercise for us that is not intuitive or instinctual quite often. A lot of people, we tend to kind of go through life with a sort of self-critical lens when we don't make the changes that we want to make, or when we find ourselves doing things in a way we don't want to do, our first reaction tends to be self-criticism. Um, and that seems to be the way we've often been shaped. But there's a lot of really good research about self-compassion, but also some of the teachers that I have followed for many years have really kind of shown how, and I have found that self-compassion really is um, a really strong and effective ingredient for change. When you think about the idea of um, the kind of coach that you would want to have if you were playing on a sports team, or if your child was on a hockey team or baseball team, what kind of coach would you want them to have? Or if you think about the people in your youth that influenced you, was it the teacher that yelled and shamed you, or was it somebody that believed in you and encouraged you? It's self-compassion that often is has the greatest impact, but we're not always instinctual about doing it. So this kind hand exercise comes from Russ Harris, and he is somebody that um, he teaches acceptance and commitment therapy, and I'm somebody that I'm really love his style of teaching, and he's got great books. And he uses this in his teachings and in his writings. So I wanted to present this as an example for people to practice. And so what we want to do first is find a comfortable position. If you're sitting in a chair, you might want to have your back sort of straightened so you're not slouched against the back, but just centered and alert. I have my feet flat on the floor in front of me, and I've dropped my shoulders, and my hands are resting gently in my lap, but you could have them resting at your side, whatever's comfortable for you. We're going to take a few moments to drop anchor, and you may not have done that exercise, but I've got that in one of my other videos. So I'm going to do this, whatever is comfortable for you. The first step is to acknowledge, what are you thinking? What are you feeling in this moment? What experience is coming up for you? And then we're going to connect with our body. Just stretch my neck a little bit. I'm moving my hands over my knees. And then connect and engage with the world around. We're just doing this enough to have a sense that we're grounded. And now I want you to bring to mind a problem or an issue that you're struggling with. It doesn't have to be the worst thing that you've been struggling with, especially if you're doing this for the first time. Just something that's come up for you that you might be having some difficulty with, or something that's been tugging at your mind. And I want you to take a few moments to reflect on what has happened and notice the thoughts and feelings that come up with that. I'm going to try and think of something too. I'll do this along with you. And the first step is just to pause for a few seconds. Be present. Notice what your mind is telling you. What's it telling you about this problem or this issue that's come up? What's the choice of words that your mind is using? What kind of language is it using? What's the speed and the volume of the speech? How is your mind talking to you right now? And I want you to try to be curious about this. Is this a story that is old and familiar, the way the mind is talking to you? Or is this something new? What time zone is your mind taking you to? Is this something in the past? Is this in the present? Is this in the future? What if this is going to happen? Next is. What judgments is your mind making? What labels is it using? Don't try to debate with your mind or try to silence it. That will only stir it up. Just simply notice the story that it's telling you. You're just being a curious observer. And notice with curiosity all the different feelings that arise in your body. And what do you discover? Guilt, sadness, anger, fear, or embarrassment, resentment, rage or anxiety, numbness, emptiness. Try to pay attention as though your mind is a curious child. You're paying attention to what's going on inside your body. And just name the feelings as they arise. Here's fear. Here's sadness. Here's worry. And say something compassionate to yourself. Acknowledge your pain and respond with kindness. If you're not sure what to say, just try saying, "This is difficult." Hold yourself kindly. Next, we're going to open up. We're going to find the feeling that bothers you most. And we're going to observe that feeling like a curious child. That feeling that bothers you most, where is it located? Is it at the surface? Is it deep inside? What's the size, the shape of it? Are its borders well defined? Or is it vague and fuzzy? What's the temperature of this feeling? Is it warm or hot and burning? Or maybe it's ice cold. Can you notice any hot spots or cold spots in it? This feeling that you're having, is it moving or is it still? Is it light or heavy? And maybe it's weightless. And can you notice any other sensations within it? Is there a vibrating feeling? Is there a tingling feeling? Maybe there's a burning or a pressure. Maybe there's a cutting feeling. And if you can't name a feeling or a sensation, that's okay too. Just be curious about what you do feel or don't feel. Don't judge. Wherever that feeling is in your body, that most difficult feeling, now imagine your breath flowing into that feeling, wherever it is. And the breath is flowing into it and around it. The pain or the numbness, whatever it is you feel, when you breathe in, imagine the air moving down into that feeling. And it's going in around it. And imagine that in some magical way, this vast space opens up inside you. That difficult feeling that's inside you. When you breathe in, this vast space opens up and it makes plenty of room for this difficult feeling, no matter how unwanted that feeling is. You don't need to fight it. You don't need to battle with it or try to push it out. Instead, your body can make room for this feeling. You can build space for this feeling. You can make peace with it. Let this feeling be as it is and give it plenty of space rather than trying to push it away. If you notice any resistance in your body, like tightening, tension, maybe in your chest or your shoulders, maybe your stomach feels tight, breathe into that too. Notice that area and imagine your breath moving into that area of tightness and making room for that too. You are making space for all that arises, your thoughts, your feelings, and any resistance that might arise. And now I want you to hold yourself kindly. To do this, I want you to choose one of your hands, and that could be whichever one is most comfortable, maybe your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand. And I want you to imagine that this is the hand of somebody very kind and caring. I've got my right hand, which is my non-dominant hand. And I want you to place this hand slowly and gently, either on your heart or on the space where that difficult feeling is. And if you don't wish to touch yourself directly, that's okay. You might want to just let it hover over the space. You might want to, the camera doesn't show, but you could just let it be a little bit over the space. And perhaps you feel this more in your chest or in your head or in your stomach or your neck. Again, you could hold your hand out. I've got mine just over my chest. Wherever it bothers you most, just lay your hand there. And if you can't locate any particular location for this feeling, then just rest your hand or hover it over your heart. And let your hand rest there lightly and gently. Sense the warmth of your hand flowing into your body. Imagine your body softening around the pain, loosening up, softening up and making space. Hold this pain gently or numbness. Hold it as if it is a crying baby or if it's a whimpering puppy. Or maybe it's a fragile work of art. Infuse this gentle action of your hand over the pain. Infuse it with caring and warmth. The same way that you would reach out to support someone that you care about. And let the kindness flow from your fingers into the place where that pain or numbness is. Imagine the warmth passing into you and over that pain or numbness. Now use both of your hands. Place one of them upon your chest and another one over your stomach. And just let them gently rest there. Hold yourself kindly and gently, connecting with yourself. Caring for yourself. Giving comfort and support. Now again, a few kind words to yourself. If you're not sure what to say, you could say, "This is difficult." Hold yourself kindly. This is difficult. And I can do this. If you failed or made a mistake, you might like to remind yourself that, yes, I'm human, like everybody else on this planet. I make mistakes. I'm deserving of compassion. I'm deserving of patience. Acknowledge that your pain tells you something very important. The fact that you're feeling this pain tells you that you have a heart, that you care, that there's a big reality gap here, a huge gap between the reality that you want and the reality that you've got, and that's painful. And all humans feel pain in the face of a large reality gap. This is not a sign of weakness. It's not something wrong with you. It's a sign that you're a living being, that you're a caring being. This is something that you have in common with every living, caring being on the planet. And you're just as deserving of kindness as every other living being. Are there a few more kind words that you want to share with yourself? This is difficult. This is a human experience. I deserve kindness. I hope you found this helpful. And I hope you'll practice this little points throughout the day. When you notice yourself feeling points of pain, I hope you'll have moments of kindness to yourself. And when you have moments of pain, you don't have to go through this whole exercise and go through all the steps. You can just notice the part of where you feel the most discomfort and place your hand there. Say, "This is painful. This is difficult. And I deserve compassion." I hope you'll try that.